Hey, thanks for watching this edition of The Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, and you can get to know me better at RamonRay.com. In this edition of The Rundown with Ramon, we talk to my good friend and sales strategist, sales professional, and entrepreneur, Shay Brown. He talks about several things. I'm looking for my notes right now. I have a whole card full of notes of our discussion. He talks about the main thing he talked about today is how selling is service. He walks us through several steps and things in his journey of why sales is not this slimy selling most of us think about, but selling is really service. He talks about the importance of consistency as you're building your business. Consistency is so important. So Shay Brown walks through several of his life's journeys, how he went through some pretty hard times to who he is today, helping people sell better. Check out this episode of The Rundown with Ramon if you want to learn why selling a service and other things you can do in your entrepreneur journey to grow. And by the way, Shay's a pretty funny guy. You're going to like this. Check it out. I'm excited to say that in this episode of The Rundown with Ramon, and thank you Black Enterprise for hosting this discussion, I walk into my friend Shay Brown, who's a man of, I was going to say man of mystery, but he's absolutely not a man of mystery because he has a media presence himself. So Shay Brown, it's good speaking to you, man. How are you today? How's your family? How's life? As we just have this discussion today. How you doing, brother?
It was a great day, Ramon. First of all, let me thank you for having me here. That's number one. And let me first just acknowledge you for having this whole platform that you have, Rundown with Raymond. Although it's your name, you're sharing so much that's needed in the world today. So thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for all your listeners. I'm doing well. I'm healthy. That's a blessing. My wife is doing well. That's a blessing. We've been together 14 years and married for 4. So that's exciting.
Yes.
And my sons are doing well. So I'm now a grandpa, a grandfather, a papa, whatever they're going to call me. My first grandson was born 3 months ago. So I'm excited, blessed, and looking forward to this conversation with you and sharing some tips that will help all of your listeners and all of your viewers that are out there to make sure this is a good use of their time.
Absolutely, Shay. Thank you so much. And before we touch on sales and team building and more, whatever comes out of Shay Brown's mouth is going to be good. Shay, just help us understand a bit who you are today and help us understand where you've been. Feel free to take your time to connect those dots so we understand the background of who you are today. And then before you do that, you'll notice Shay asked 75 questions in one breath. Can you please give us a website, how we can reach you where you're at? So let us know how to contact you and then dive a bit into who you are today and what you do. But I know you can handle all that. The mic's yours, Shay.
Sure. So for those folks that are listening and want to know who is Shay Brown, that's a good question. I'm still trying to figure out who is Shay Brown, right? I mean, I'm trying to figure it out. I mean, yes, as I mentioned earlier, yes, I'm a husband, and that's a blessing every single day. She might be listening right now. Every single day. I'm also a son. Mother there is 76 years old or 75 years old, and I have the benefit of being a caregiver. Although she's very functioning, she has all the capabilities, and that's a blessing. As a dad, you want to know who am I? 2 sons. They're 31 and 33. So one of them is married already and doing very, very well. The other one moved to Phoenix. And I'm also someone that's a brother. I mean, I have a brother. I have 2 sisters. Have aunts and nieces and nephews, and I guess I'm just like many of you. Maybe I'll say it like that. I'm just like you. I'm a kind human being who gets up every single day. I work hard at my craft so I can serve other folks so we can make this world a better place. So if you want to know who is Shay Brown, I'm someone that wants to impact lives. I'm someone that wants to take my gifts and talents and make someone else's life better. So that's a little about who I am, right? Just like you, especially if you're an entrepreneur. We really connect. And if you don't, it's okay. You're an entrepreneur at heart. I know you are. I know you are. He said, connect the dots. I will share this.
Please.
I wasn't always an entrepreneur, Raymond. There I was. I'll say it back in 2004. Seems like just yesterday. And I was kind of working for Citibank, right? I mean, for Verizon. And I'd only worked for 2 companies my whole career. I'd worked for Citibank after undergraduate. I went to Morgan State University. Shout out to Morgan. And I didn't do sales, like HBCUs in the building. And then after finishing graduate school, I went to Johns Hopkins University. Shout out to Johns Hopkins folks. I worked for Verizon for the next 9 years. So I had risen up at that point, right? I'm a director, and maybe you yourself out there, you started at the bottom. You know what it's like to work your way up. To get all the awards, if I can say it like that. And I wasn't in sales, but I made it to a director of finance. So I'm doing pretty good, not even 30 years old. Life is good. But when I walked in the office this time, I knew there was a change. The change was we were laying off folks again in the telecom industry. No big deal. I've been through this before. It's tough, very tough laying people off. Except this time, my manager, Perry, Fagan, sitting on the other side, said something different. He said, Shay, I have bad news. Well, of course, I understand that. I know what's going on around here.
It's like I
who
see
is
what's
it
going
this
on.
time?
There's no need to
Right.
preamble it. I got it.
I got this. Who is it this time and how many? And I'm ready for the conversation. I knew it may be happening, hitting our area. It's you, Shay. We're going to have to let you go. Now, those are words I thought I would never, ever hear. Have you ever found yourself in a position where you knew something was going on, but it didn't impact you? I mean, maybe you got a phone call from someone and a relative has a health challenge. You're like, oh my gosh, or a friend, you're like, that can't be happening. Or maybe you stepped outside and someone hits your car. You're like, whoa, I didn't expect that. Well, in that moment, it happened for me. And so the point I want to make is I left out of that office with security because at that level, they box your stuff up and you leave with them. Driving home, I decided that I had a number of friends, colleagues, they had their own business. So I said to myself, driving down the road, I've been in business for a while here. We got almost a year of severance. I mean, I had 401k, life was good. I'll start my own company. That night I went down to Kinko's. Here's the point I want to make, Raymond, so I can connect the dots. Went down to Kinko's, had some business cards made up, called myself Coach Shay, hung my shingle out the door. I got started, and boy, was I excited. And you ever been so excited about something you're doing? I mean, there was something that hit you, but you bounced back and said, no, I'm ready for the next move. I wasn't ready, but I'm ready now. Here's the problem. I was in business for 90 days. After 90 days in business, I was tired, I was frustrated, and in short, I was out of money. And hence I learned the golden rule in business. Write this down in your notes if you're taking notes. Please put this in your notes. The golden rule in business is to never run out of money. And the only way not to run out of money is to make more sales. Like you got to be able to sell something in business. If not, you're not going to make any money. And Ramon, if I have a minute or two here, let me just circle back, because you would think I had a revelation. Maybe you had a revelation like, yeah, it's not a new idea, but I've got to learn this thing. You get excited, nothing happens. You ever decide you're going to start going to the gym, right? The gym. And you're excited. You bought new clothes, but it doesn't work out. Or maybe it was in another area. Maybe it was in finances. You were going to save more than you spent. You can put more money away in your 401k or your retirement. Didn't happen. That's what happened to me. I wanted to do something, tried to change, and nothing happened. So now I'm burning through my 401k. Don't do that. I don't judge that, because that's how long I was going. When you said that, I got
chills. When you said that, I just visceral. It didn't even continue. Yes.
No, I was betting on myself. Have you ever bet on yourself and you were losing? I was betting on myself, buddy, doubling down and losing, and then I get hit. Now, I don't know if you ever lost a loved one, right? But imagine losing the love of your life 2 times. I was on my second marriage at the time. I know I left that point out. Okay, don't judge me. I was on my second marriage. My second wife decided she's leaving me. Holy moly crap. A second love again? Now I'm really embarrassed. I'm a 2-time loser, right? My wife is gone. My 2 sons decide they're going to move in with dad. That's not how this story normally works. Normally, you take your sons and you write a check for child support, and you go there and you see them. No. They want to live with dad. So now I'm burning through my 401k. No clients, running out of money. And here's the point I want to make. I'm sitting here working. I'm upstairs at that time, and my son's come run upstairs. Dad, someone's still in the car, they said. I said, what's going on here? I run back down the steps. I look out the window, and there's my Lexus truck being taken away by a tow man. I look over at my sons. I look back up. Gave the guy what we call the brother nod.
Yes.
He gave me the brother nod back.
You both
I look down at my sons.
What to say? You both know what's going on. It's like,
it wasn't the first time, Ramon. It wasn't the first time. I'm embarrassed to tell you all that. I left that part out. I know, more than one time. Okay. Look at my sons, and I said, here's the point. Don't worry. The car is just going to the garage. I lied. And it was in that moment. This is the point I want you to hear. I had the never again moment. Never again did I want to lie to my sons about something that was going on. I'd had it. Have you ever had the never again moment? Like in my case, never again when I take my sons to the gym to shower because our water was cut off. Don't judge me. Please don't judge me. I was using my cell phone, but I ain't have no water at home. Never again, when I find myself in a situation where I have to borrow money from family members, maybe you never did this. That don't have to be your story. But Ramon said, Shay, pull back the big black curtain,
Right.
kind of share a little about and connect the dots. Well, I was borrowing money from my family. I didn't have it to pay back. It was in that never again moment. What was yours? What was yours? Maybe you did something you weren't proud of. Maybe you didn't get the job you went after. Maybe you didn't apply to college. Maybe you didn't go to school. Whatever your never again moment was, in my heart, I can still feel it because it was very painful. I'm in bankruptcy. Life's upside down. I tell you that story to tell you the person you see today was not always this person. And maybe you on the side, maybe life's been good for you. And that's okay. You can still benefit from this. You can still benefit from the perseverance. You can still benefit from still to put one foot in front of the other foot. But I made a decision that day. I had to decide, who did I not want to be? Did I want to not be the person? Did I want to be the person that just gives up? The person that just goes and gets a job? There's nothing wrong with that 9 to 5. But I want to be the entrepreneur or the person that found a way. Here's the point. Here's what connects the dots. I decided to spend money. It was $5,000. I borrowed it from my brother. I know another get-rich scheme, he called it, to go see a guy by the name of Eric Lofholm out in California. And he was teaching people how to speak on stage. He was teaching them how to sell.
Understand, Shay, that is a risk in itself. I want people to slow down here. That was you, again, betting on yourself in fairness, betting on relationships, betting on family. 5,000, and no matter who you are in life, whatever, that's just a lot of money. Maybe
in 2004, that was a lot of money. It's a lot of money today.
Yes.
But back then, yeah. But here's what I did. I got the email, and I just had to try one more time. And it was at this event. And maybe just like now, you're here with Ramon, you're with Rundown, with Ramon right now. And as you're here right now, you might think this is just another interview you're listening to. It's another segment that he's having. But let me tell you, you only need one idea to change your life. How many ideas you need to change your life? One. And you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes you get a little bit better, and sometimes it shifts. Well, I went to that one event, and he said one thing there, $5,000, I don't remember anything else. He said, Shay, why don't you focus on sales training? Sales? I don't do no goddamn sales. I'm a business consultant. Can't you see my card? Coach Shay. But nobody was hiring me. I said, that's an icky, nasty. I don't do that. He said, Shay, put this in your coming to you now for the next question, but put this in your notes because change the trajectory of my business. Shay, selling equals service. I want you to embrace this idea, Shay, that you can serve and you can sell. Huh? That's not what I've been watching on TV. It's not what I've been taught. I thought of a used car salesman, yellow pants on, purple hat, trying to convince people to do things they weren't. I was trying to stay as far away from trying to sell anybody anything because I didn't want them to think I was that person. To wait a minute, I can serve. That if I'm not selling, I'm not serving. And when I adopted the philosophy of serving and started learning the skills to serve ethically, honorably, with purpose, with impact, that's what the difference is. So if you're an entrepreneur, put this in your notes. This is a golden nugget. I don't know how many I've given, but here's one. Selling equals service, selling equals service, selling equals service. I want you to tell yourself this 10 times a day for the next 7 days. 10 times a day for the next 7 days. That's selling equals service, selling equals service, selling equals service. Why did I tell you that? Because maybe you had this experience. You're driving in your car and all of a sudden the music comes on and you start singing along with the words on the song. And the question is, when did you ever decide to learn those words to, I don't know, a Beyonce song? The answer is probably never. That's what happened in your business. So that's the Shay Brown story. Now I have a business of serving other people.
Yeah, but that song kept going in your ear. Let me ask the rundown with Ramon if they got it. Listen, y'all, our audience here, selling equals what? Did you hear what they said, Shay? They're all millions of them are yelling out service. No, Shay, what you said, there's so many things I can unpack here. The time you spent, I'm glad you said it, Shay, but what you just did here is a masterclass also in sharing a story that was very useful. It was entertaining. It was informative. I've never heard someone share their story and also blend tips as I'm writing notes and learning, as I'm writing notes as you're going along, Shay. So I think there's something to be said to that as well. Does that make sense? Did I hear right what I'm expressing right now? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it made sense. And that comes from working with dozens of different individuals that have helped me along my journey. be able to share that, because I used to be ashamed of that story. I used to be ashamed of being laid off. I used to be ashamed of bankruptcy. I used to be ashamed of divorce 2 times. Again, don't judge me. Don't worry. I'm on my 3rd marriage. We've been together 14 years, married for 4. Yes, I'm still a newlywed. Yes, compared to you, obviously, sir, by the way. And so I'm very, very happy. And so I'm blessed. But yes, there are some nuggets, but what's the big takeaway for you? What's the so what for you? The so what for you is 2 things that I want you to know. Number 1, you can always outwork your potential. So no matter what you believe your potential to be, and I know you believe that you had the potential inside of you to perform at a higher level, you can always outwork what people thought you had the potential to even do. That's number 1. And number 2, that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what is one of the keys to success? If Ramon had asked the question, Shay, give me one word that can help anyone at any point in their life. And as
Shay,
an entrepreneur,
give me one word that can help anyone in their life. I had a question just came to my head, Shay. What's one word that you can share with us, Shay?
The one word you obviously heard is what? Consistency, right? You would hear that loud and clear. And you can be consistent. Now, does it take discipline? Yes, that's a part of consistency.
That's right.
And consistency means you do the things you don't want to do when they need to be done. And the consistency will outwork the talent. The consistency will outwork someone that's more skilled than you. And so it's all about being consistent in the right areas. Now, when you take the consistency and as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, now, if you're not an entrepreneur and you're listening, because you may very well be, it's okay. You might think you don't sell, but I want you to hear this analogy when I talk about consistency, okay, just for a moment. Even if you hate selling, preachers, and I'm a man of faith, you don't have to be, but I'm a Christian, a man of faith. Preachers are selling faith every single week.
Absolutely.
I just want to just acknowledge that, okay? Teachers, God bless all of our teachers that serve every single day.
My daughter is one full-time teacher.
Wow, little wages, little pay, huge responsibilities. But teachers are selling education every single day.
That's right.
Parents, and I'm a parent, Ramon's a parent. Parents, every single day we wake up and we're selling values. Brush your teeth. Say yes, ma'am. Do the right thing. And you, the biggest sale you're making every day, I believe, is to yourself. Yes. So you are serving. So if you can be consistent in the area as you serve, yes, you will be able to make more income, which means you will have more impact. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that with all my heart. Yes, as an entrepreneur, you will be able to have more money, but it's not about the money. It's about the meaning that the money allows you to do. And then last, as my good friend, Dr. Delator Manil says, you'll be able to make $1 and a difference at the same time.
Yes, yes.
And it's the consistency that allows you to do that. Now, Ramon, I've run 5 marathons, okay? And it's not about running marathons, so it's not about Shay Brown's talking about he's run he's run 5 marathons, which is 26.2 miles. But I'm sure there's some things you've done in your life that if you weren't consistent at, it wouldn't happen. If you ever had to take your kids somewhere, you took a nap and they wake you up like, I gotta be here at this time. And you're like, oh, I don't have the energy, but you get out of bed and you take them to the game, right? It's that type of consistency. It's that type of consistency when you get a call from a loved one and they're at the hospital or there's a health challenge and they just need to talk to you and you stop whatever you're doing. The world stops in that moment. Jot this in your notes. Yes. I am consistent.
Yes.
I am consistent. I am consistent.
Yes.
I love to say, do small things well, get big results. And so take a part of your life right now, just a part of your life. Could be your health, could be your finances, could be your relationship, could be for all my entrepreneurs. It could be serving more, generating leads in your business, whatever it is, and make a commitment today that you'll be more consistent. I think that's one of the keys to success.
I love that, Shay. You've put so much on us, Shay. Before I ask you my next question, I want to push back on this aspect of selling a service. Let me see people if Shay can answer this question, if he really, really means it, because he may not, even though he said it, I think, 47 times. Shay, how can people reach you? Tell us about some of the things that you're doing. How can you be of service to the Rundown with Ramon audience? But seriously, talk to us a bit about some of the websites people should check out, or Instagram, whatever it is. Take some time and share about that, how we can find you and connect with you.
For those folks that you have a vision for the people you were called to serve. And as an entrepreneur, I believe for you to serve the people in the way you need, it's going to take some revenue in your business to be able to purchase the resources, whether it's an assistant, whether it's a graphics designer, whether it's leaving your full-time job. I'm gonna suggest you do that because you can be a 9-to-5 millionaire. Come on, you can do that. You don't have to leave your job, but it's gonna take some revenue to do that. Yeah. And so where you can reach us and we can be a part of the journey to help you do that is over at Easy Sales Hub. And that's EASY Sales, SALES Hub, SUB. Can I spell it today? EasySalesHub.com. Once you get over there, the name says what we do. We always say is we make things easy to understand and easy to execute. Easy to understand and easy to execute. And our number one job is for you to be able to outsource your sales team so that we can help generate the revenue in your business that allows you to live the life you want to live. You have a vision for your own life. I believe some of you want to have someone come cook for you. My mom has a personal chef. She loves it. Of course, we pay for it, but she loves it. Maybe you want to have a personal trainer, or maybe you have a vision for your loved ones. Ramon mentioned his kids. She's a teacher. Well, they have to go to school somewhere. So some of you want to send your kids to a school of your choice, and it takes money to do that. So you can reach us over at www.easysaleshub.com. Let us help you reach your target audience and then turn those target audience into paying clients. So you can take the money that you make from those paying clients and you can go out there and you can have more impact in the world with the income that you made.
I love it. It's funny, Shay, I was talking about that. I will get to a question, push back on this, but about the game in America. And I do think, my opinion, I'd love to know what you think, you may not agree, but that there is a game. And I think talking about rich people and all these kind of things, my point being how they're able to donate and get their name at the Red Cross schools. Hey, I fed 1 billion kids, whatever it was. That's a good thing, is because they sold. I mean, the short of it. So this is not right. I mean, it kind of is rocket science because you need to go to Shay's website. But the point, you get what I'm trying to say, Shay, is that people who, I've had some people who complained about me, y'all entrepreneurs, y'all business people. And I'm like, yeah, because we sold. And most of the money God has blessed us with, we give away. I can only drive so many cars at one time, Shay. Much of the other thing is I can do what I want and help others. And I know you affirm that and help others as well, Shay.
So at the end of the day, selling is the oxygen to any great business in history.
Yeah.
And
so let's dive into one thing, Shay. Talk to Shay. Web designer. I make websites, Shay. I'm in Toledo, Ohio. I got a few clients. I'm making $250,000 a year, Shay. Maybe we're $800,000 web designer from whatever it is. How in the world, Shay, is selling service? People came to me and need a darn website. They're trying to figure out, should it be Wix, Squarespace, Lead Pages, whatever. You know, those are some common things a small business. Or let's say something, let's say I have a cleaning business. Shay, I'm not serving nobody. The guy gave me money. I vacuum his floors from midnight to 3 a.m. And I just need more of those people. That's all I want. I want them to give me a check. I'll send my team and clean their windows and vacuum their floor. So we got a web designer. We got a commercial cleaning service. How in the world is that service? I just want more clients to pay me. We'll do what they want and we'll be done. Talk to me, Shay.
Yeah. Makes perfectly good sense. Here's the response to that. It doesn't matter if you have a cleaner, it doesn't matter if you have if you're a web designer, it doesn't matter if you're a techie, it doesn't matter if you're someone that writes children's books. Here's what we know about selling. Selling is the exchange of value for value, right? So you're right. Shay Brown needs to get his house cleaned. He writes a check. You clean his house. You serve me. That's important, right? That's important. You exchange value for value. But here's what I want you to know. And here's the big aha moment and the big revelation. And here it is. Put this in your notes. People will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. Now, what Ramon didn't mention, I'm going to say it again a little slower. People will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. So I was working with a financial planner. I'll just mention financial planner. And one of the challenges she had is she didn't see herself in sales. Right. And she didn't see herself in serving, although she's a financial planner. I said, well, selling, and I shared this definition with her, and then I'm going to answer your question, Ramon, but I want to give you guys the backstory. I want to give you the context. And I want to let you know, as you're out there, you're not alone. I was just like you. The big resistance is the whole selling thing. Let it come naturally. But when I adopted that people will pay me today if I help them solve a problem today, and I'm in the problem-solving business, I went to her, and she and I having this conversation. Let's call her Sarah for purposes of this conversation. And I went to Sarah, and I said, well, Sarah, selling is really about 3 things. Jot these 3 things down in your notes. Selling really is about 3 things. Number 1, selling is about what? Solving a problem. Got that, Shay? Selling really is about education. Number one. So first, you got to educate people
Right.
that there is a problem. That's number one. Sounds about education. You educate them that there is a problem. So sometimes they know there's a problem. People came to him, and sometimes they don't know what the problem is. Number two, selling is about leading. That means when I get in front of someone, I have to share with them how I solve the problem. People are paid today to help them solve a problem. And third, sounds about moving people to action. So what I did is I was able to shift her mindset. Now, this is a mindset thing. And don't say, oh, Shay, not mindset. No, it's a belief. It's the belief. And the law of belief is whatever you tell yourself over and over again, you will eventually believe. So I shared with her that, yes, you're going to serve. And in this situation, keep this in mind. I'm going to answer your question directly, that the people that are coming to you to be a web designer, that's cool. People that are coming to your dry cleaners, that's cool. People that she was meeting with just to come across, that was good. That was enough to keep her in business. That was enough for her to pay her bills. That was enough for her to take family vacations and do a little things here and there, but it wasn't to the higher calling. Why is that? Because she wasn't attracting strangers. Strangers, as an entrepreneur, will make you very wealthy. The people you don't know today that's suffering out there are the folks that you have to let them know that I can serve you. There's a problem, and I'm an option that's on the planet, and your hand should be raised twice in the air so they see you. Let me just tell you what I mean by that. So let me tell you what I think your number one activity is we're in a conversational, having fun, and you up and close and personal through the power of these fiber optic lines. I'm gonna share this story with you. Michael Jordan, arguably during his time, I'm a Kobe Bryant fanatic, but Michael Jordan during his time was probably the greatest, if not the greatest basketball player of all time.
He's still the greatest.
Even if you don't know who he is.
He's still the greatest, just so you know.
He's the greatest. Okay, 6 championships, got it, 6 MVPs, got it, regarded as the guy. He was in an interview one time, and the person asked him, and at the time they called him Mike on the court, called MJ, by the way. But Michael, he said, Michael, how did you become so successful in the game of basketball? And Michael said, my job, I'm paraphrasing, was only to do 2 things every day. I either wake up in the morning and I play basketball games at the highest level possible. That's his number one job. That's what his number one job was to play basketball at the highest level possible. His number 2 job when he wasn't playing basketball was to be practicing in the gym to play basketball at the highest level. Shay, what in the LL Cool J that got to do with me? I'm an entrepreneur. Well, your job, according to Shay Brown, hear me. Your job, listen to me, every day as an entrepreneur is to do 2 things. You're either speaking to folks who have a problem. Now you can do it through media like Ramon's doing right now. You can do it face to face. That's cool. You can do that again. It can be over the phone for all I care. It can be through your website, but you're speaking to folks every single day who have a problem, sharing how you're willing to solve it. There's gotta be some value in exchange. And if you're not talking to people like I'm doing now or sharing with them that there's a problem on the planet, you're out looking for. That's the second thing every day. Every day, you just looking for people. If you have a problem, I didn't say convince them. I didn't say persuade them. I don't teach those skills. You're looking for someone who has a problem and saying, I have a solution that I want you to know about. Now, when you move to that mindset, to that belief, the selling, the serving, now you get up every single day with a little more energy, a little more enthusiasm. You can hear the fire and the passion in your voice because you just want to serve someone. You got this gift, you got this talent, and you got to go do something with it. So that's a long-winded answer to share with you that that's what you need to do with entrepreneurs.
Shay, I love the framing of that. And I think that, I don't know if you know who said this quote, but I heard it recently on, BWC, Breakfast with Champions, a community I'm in. And they said that somebody said, if they don't buy from me, I feel they're hurting themselves. Something like that. Do you remember that? Did that quote ring a bell?
Yeah, there's a gentleman I follow, a guy named who's made that quote pretty famous that, when they don't buy from you, you feel so bad.
Yeah.
When they don't purchase from you, you just feel bad about it. And that's one way, and that does work. But it has to start with the beginning part. Yeah, sure. Why do you feel bad?
I just meant the conviction.
You feel bad because you know you can help them.
Right.
And you're trying to help them, and they're not willing to be helped. And that's okay. You know what that's called? The cycle of business. And it doesn't matter right now if you, if you're someone in the world and there's a lot of chaos as Ramon talked about. So it doesn't matter if you like this president, if you like the last president, as they say, it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, Republican, liberal, Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're conservative. Doesn't matter if you live in East Coast. I'm in Washington, D.C., or you're all the way on the West Coast in California. The one common denominator behind us all as folks, that we want to help everyone get better. The only way to get better is for us all to use our talents and gifts to help those folks who need them the most. So don't try to find someone that has a need. Now, I will mention this. This is a teaching moment, and we'll answer any other questions you have. I know we're on sales, but for so long when I came along many years ago, Zig Ziglar and all of those folks, the greats of my time, Brian Tracy, you could name them, they all said, find someone with a need. Find them with a need. Find them with a need. Some of my colleagues still teach that stuff, right? Find someone with a need, and you got to fall up until they buy or die. And
you're miming these guys, all these guys, pretty well. You put them all in one, and you just mimed them pretty well. I can hear you. You must have listened to a lot of cassette tapes from them. Go ahead, Shay.
Oh yeah, back in the day, that's all we had was cassette tapes. That's how old I am. At double nickels, baby. All we had was cassette tapes, and that was true during that time.
Yes,
but I'm part of the Puff Daddy generation. I got my AARP card. I got remix versions and everything. So let me give you the new paradigm, because folks like me, we're the new folks. We're the folks that's coming aboard now. That was the old way. Force them, get a need, make them do it, convince them. The new way, I believe, to look for someone who has an interest, want, or desire. Break that thing down, Shay. Interest, want, or desire. What do you mean by that, Shay? Because that's kind of philosophical. Well, let me just say, Shay Brown, I'll just pick on myself. I'm probably the only one that has this problem. I have a t-shirt fanatic. Okay, my wife will tell you I will go online, have no need for a t-shirt. Okay, we'll find something, see it on Instagram, pay $20 for the t-shirt, and then $20 for shipping and handling.
Shipping and handling. I was going to say that.
Because I gotta have it the next day. I can't wait. I gotta have it the next day. I have no need for it, but I got an interest, want, or desire for that t-shirt, and I got that t-shirt. Maybe you had that same thing. Maybe you had some shoes you saw. And you're like, I don't really need another pair of shoes, but I just want those shoes.
That's it.
And so when you find folks who have an interest, want, or desire, I didn't say it was easy. If it was easy to do, everybody would do it. But if you focus on that, now you're drawing and attracting people who are looking for you. And I believe someone out there right now, they have the goal of finding you. And so if you're like me and like others, you're looking for folks. Now, that's the truth. I was working with a client, Ramon, and she was someone that didn't have resistance to selling, but she had the sales funnel. She had spent a lot of money on coaching, and she was of the old mindset. And I'm just going to give an example of the old mindset and come back to you. And she's done training with the best, Lisa Nichols, you name them. And it's not about people money they spend. That's not the point. I just want to frame the conversation so you understand this wasn't a newbie.
Right. No,
some of y'all are very new.
She wasn't green button ears like.
No, she's been known for a number of years, and she was good. She's a rock star, to be honest with you. And she said, Shay, I'm trying to focus on helping them eliminate a pain and trying to help them get more pleasure. And how does this sales language help with the pain? We take a look at my site again, because I got to bring the pleasure out. Avoid pain, more pleasure. Avoid pain, more pleasure. That was what was been taught to us and embedded. And it was embedded in her. And of course, we were having a conversation. And she was open. You got to be open. You got to be open. And I said, well, there's a new way of doing it. Let me give you the Shay Brown, remix. I said, it's no longer about pain and pleasure. That's important. You need that. But people buy two things. Let me give you the other two P's, because maybe you've never been in this conversation with someone at my level that eats, breathes, and sleeps. Not sales training, but sales systems. Why is that? Because I believe that systems beat goals every single time. Put down your notes. One of my 12 rules for life. Systems beat goals every single time, because systems are duplicatable, systems are repeatable, and systems is something you can give to someone else. A goal is always in the future. You never really get to the goal. You're always to the next goal, by the way. And so I said, let me give you a system. And I ate with this concept. I said, yeah, pain and pleasure is cool. Here's the new way of doing it. And welcome to the new world, Ramon. I'm glad you have this rundown. I know it's a new show right now. Whenever they're finding this, maybe they're watching the long lost video of this, but here it is. I'll give you something new. I said, people pay for your perspective. Big money for perspectives. I go, everybody get a freaking dry cleaning done, but I pay for your perspective. Go to anyone and get a freaking graphic design done. I can throw a rock and find someone, but I pay for your perspective. But Shay, why do people pay for people's perspective? Because they can only get it from Ramon. You can only get it from this person. So they pay for your perspective, but you got to add on the next layer to that. And then people pay double and triple and 10 times the amount for the possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
You may be watching right now because of the possibilities. You walk away with one idea, maybe a little more inspiration, maybe a little motivation, maybe something tangible, something so you can use in your business. And that one idea has a lifetime benefit. Anytime you show up for Ramon stuff, just know you're going to get something that's a lifetime benefit. So people pay for perspective and they pay for possibilities. When she opened that up, and stop trying to focus on what's your pain over there. I'm going to help you get this pain. I'm a doctor, or how much more pleasure you want. And she stepped back into that serving role. I know it's a common theme, but selling equals service. Selling equals service, but she served. And she started saying, well, here's my perspective on the problem and how we're solving it. And here's what the possibilities are.
That is powerful, Shay.
Change. I'm only here now because I believe the possibilities that one of you, not all of you, statistically speaking, all of you are not going to be able to grasp what I'm saying. I'm not for every one of you, but if one of you, and I know with Ramon, with the platform, one of you will make a change in your life, it will change your business, it will change your family and change your community because of this conversation. Not because of me, but because what I've learned is just
the information you're sharing out. And Shay, by the way, can you one more time give us the website and how to reach you?
Sure.
And then I have a follow-up question, but one more time, give us your website.
Sure, there's two places. One, I'm on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, you can see me, but I can't see you. Like you can see me, but I can't see you. So
and
that's
it's
not fair. You learn about me. I want to learn about you.
Instagram just to see him. Just to
showed up. You're amazing. So my Instagram handle is I am, and then my name, Shay Brown. So if you go to Instagram, type in I am, and then put Shay Brown, but I am Shay Brown. Connect with me there, and I'll follow you back. Now send me a little DM. Just put rundown with Raymond. Just put rundown with Raymond, and we're gonna send you a secret gift. How's that? We'll share with you the Evergreen Revenue Playbook, which will help you generate revenue in your business. That's a great way to connect and to get value from the connection. But I want to know about you. What you up to? What you doing? What are my 12 rules for life? I've got 12, but this is the second one I'm gonna give you. Collaboration crushes competition. Put that down in your notes, please. Put that in your notes. Collaboration crushes competition. So you can connect with me so we can collaborate. And then you can go over to our website.
And what's that one?
www.easysaleshub.com. Again, www.easy, sales, hub, easysaleshub.com. Connect with us. And Ramon, let me say once again, man, what you do on this platform is amazing at a time when a number of folks are keeping their platforms to themselves. They don't want to share networks. They don't want to share things. You're opening up a platform. You're here to serve. And what better way is there to serve but to share not only what you know, but those you're associated with what they know. So we all come together. And I know it's going to sound like la-di-da-di, Shay, what you got to say about somebody, but we can all impact humanity. And
it's true, though, Shay. It's true.
That's our cause.
And I know that's your heart. We were talking about that offline. I'm curious, Shay, to distill all this, if you can, into a metaphor example. Let's go back to that commercial cleaning business. They're in gritty Astoria, Queens. Homeless people around, cigarette butts here and there. Their clientele's a bank and some manufacturing plants. They listen, I need my trash picked up. I need my floors mopped. I need my windows done every now and then. You get the scenario I'm saying. That's who it is. Let's talk to Becky. How does she turn her mindset? Before she's been saying, okay, I just need anybody who needs cleaning. I need that. Which she's okay. She's not starving, Shay. She's okay. She's hearing Shay now. She's going to your website, taking some of your training. Can you distill, if you can, paint a picture for how it looks after, if she has this new, especially the operative word beyond the consistency and things, but selling a service, if she's gotten that now and she's gotten this for a few months, what does that look like? If you get what I'm trying to say, give us what is her mind like? What is it? Paint a picture for what Becky's like in her commercial cleaning business now. Before, she's okay. Just repeating myself. She got a check. She got some clients. But now what is she doing different or better? Talk to us.
Sure. So for Becky that's out there and all the other Beckys and Bills and Shays of the world that are out there right now, there's two mindset shifts that I want you to have. Certainly there is a level as an entrepreneur, you have the mindset that you've got to be able to bring in enough money as you serve to feed your family. And that's important. And there has to be a place where there's financial security. I get that. 6 to 12 months in the bank. What a great feeling that is. But then you reach a point where your mindset shifts. And your mindset shifts to financial independence, which is another level, which is now how do I take what I have and to whom much is given, as they say in the good book, much is required, and what impact do I want to make on the world? How do I go from just being an entrepreneur, which is very honorable in these United States of America, and Ramon, I know you got people all over the world, But in these United States of America, we have the opportunity to create the life we want as an entrepreneur. How do I move from that to a purposepreneur and an impactpreneur? Now, Shay, what's the difference? Well, when you move to a purposepreneur, you're doing it for a purpose other than yourself. That's the mindset shift. That's the mindset shift. And then you also move to an impact perspective. So yeah, I'm in my purpose, right? And people walk around purpose, and that's important. But what comes after purpose? The impactpreneur. And so your mindset is, how do I become an impactpreneur where I take my talents and my gifts and I make my community better and I make my world a much better place? So Shay, what's something I can write down in my notes? Because I want to be an impactpreneur. I want to impact humanity. I want to keep that there. Can you give me just a one sentence, a one liner that maybe you share with other folks to help them, or maybe something that you have in your day one journal? I'm in a day one journal. I'm on day 729 right now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's an online journal. It's what changed my life. But I would say this to you. Put this in your notes. Like write this down right now. Don't chase the money. Add value, and the money will chase you.
I believe that. Shay, so what I'm hearing you say, Shay, in the case of Becky, is her commercial cleaning. So what I'm hearing, she may wake up tomorrow morning after she's hearing Shay and Ramon talk right now and think things like, this is just an example, you know what? This bank needs to be cleaned because I know when their customers come in, they'll feel a bit safer. This bank, maybe I'm doing this cleaning because I know that it'll make the Queens, New York, wherever we are in the world, it'll make our community have a better image, a better look. Maybe this bank does it what it is because there's people who need financing, and they will come to this bank, which is a great bank because they're hiring Becky. Things like that, even though money, same thing, she has to invoice, she has to get clients, but she's starting to think and maybe use new words. The money, does that make sense what I'm trying to clumsily illustrate, Trey? Yeah,
and she's adding more value, number one. Number two, she's solving a problem. Becky's stepping back and saying, I see what the problem is. I'm going to be the one that does something about it. And can you not apply it to any area of your business? Or even if you're a professional working for the government every single day or a nonprofit, and you say, whoa, this needs to be done over here. I'm going to step up and I'm going to set up the meeting. I'm going to step up and take notes during the meetings so everyone knows what happens. I'm going to be one that holds people accountable. I'm going to step into a role where I'm not paid. I know there's an old saying, right? Do the things you're not paid for today, so one day you'll be paid more for what you're doing. Yes, I'm the one. And that's the key that I heard from Ramon that I'm trying to communicate back to you, which is I'm the one. In order for things to change, I've got to change, and then I'm going to change what's around me. I'm the one, not who is. And I know in business, we always say that the answer to who don't have to be you, right? That's what a lot of people say. The answer to who don't have to be you. Find someone to do it. That's true. But in this case, you say, I'm the one.
Yes. Like you would be, in this case, you'd be doing a disservice. If I said, I'm looking for somebody to help with sales, Shay would be doing a disservice if he said, well, me or 50 others. No. Shay should say, I can help you.
Yeah. And here's what I want you to know. We're not for everybody, but we may be for you. That's the only way to find out oftentimes is to have the conversation. The one thing that I know is that we solve a problem.
Absolutely.
Generate revenue so that entrepreneurs can stay in business, so that entrepreneurs can fund the causes they believe in.
I love it.
And that's what that's what Impact Humanity now is all about. We're going to fund things we believe in.
I love it. Shay, one more time, give us your Instagram. I know you gave it. I'll say it. Shay's Instagram is I am Shay Brown. I am Shay Brown. Follow him there if you want to laugh and learn. I follow Shay. You should too. And then one more time, give us the website for the sales.
www.easysaleshub.com. Again, www.easysaleshub.com.
Love it. Shay Brown, thanks for spending time with us today on The Rundown with Ramon. I'm Ramon Ray, and you can get to know me better at RamonRay.com. Can you do me a favor? And I'm not talking to Shay, but Shay can do it if he wants to. If you're watching this video right now, can you just DM me on IG, Ramon Ray Smart Hustle, email me, find me. I'm on all the platforms. Just say, Ramon. Well, even if you don't like it, tell me you don't like it and that it's miserable. That'll make me feel great. Just reach out to me and let us know. If you have a topic, like Ramon, we heard you talk about sales. Ramon, could you have Shay again and talk about a different topic? Let us know how we can serve you. Once again, thanks for watching The Rundown with Ramon on Black Enterprise. Thank you.